Okay, I'm just gonna wait for a few quiet moments to see if anybody joins my live. Hi. Awesome. I see members of my group coming in here. All right, so I'm doing this live poetry reading, and I am going to first start off with those that tagged their poem with Eve Read My Poem. So I'm going to start with those pieces of work, and then I will move over to my group who they shared a piece through the group that they wanted to have read out loud. So I'll be doing those after the hashtag Eve Read My Poem. So thank you guys so much for joining the group. I don't know if those of you that know me, probably noticing a little bit of a difference right now. I kind of got my hair did, and it's substantially shorter. Hi, how are you? Yeah, so my hair got chopped this week on Valentine's Day. It was very, very long, and now it's very, very short. Getting used to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So hi. You guys, thanks for jumping on my live. I will make this available for those that are probably sleeping and everything for 24 hours following the live feed. So right now I'm just kind of refreshing my Instagram on my computer to see if anybody added the hashtag. Make sure I have the most updated version of what I need to read. Okay. All right, I'm going to start with a new poet that I've not read before. Aw, you're so sweet, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna start with, it is Instagram handle, Soggy Waffle Poetry. Soggy.waffle.poetry. And this is called Totally Chill. What am I doing here? My head is spinning. I can't see so clear. So close, yet so far out of reach. Or is that just a cliche figure of speech? I don't know anymore. Head still spinning, thoughts of blood spilling on the floors. And again with the closed fucking doors. How many times do you have to do this? How many times do I have to do this? Continue to go through this. I'm growing tired of feeling so low and lucid. I am confused. No one told me a maze could ever be so long. Usually I am good at these things, looking at them from the other side. Nonetheless, I am lost. And you don't get service in a place like that. So dark, so cold, deserted to say the least. Unfortunately enough, a map was not on my list. Don't worry though, I'm fine. And that was Soggy Waffle Poetry. All right, the next one from the hashtag Eve Read My Poem is a member of my poetry group, and she's an amazing writer. Her name is Athena Mercouris, and her Instagram handle is athena.mercouris, and it is called Write. A written scroll with a message of power, an artistic composition of a fragrant flower, arrangement and structure like building a wall, subconscious mind rise then fall. Shades of gray turn black and white. Put pen to paper in search of light. Instinctive words reach out to heal. Translated description that you can only feel. Keeping in touch with a letter of chain. Alphabetical order will always remain. Write what is wrong, read what is right. Allow your words to be your sight. Keep your thoughts, your saving grace. My love is written all over your face. And that was Right by Athena Mercouris. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. It's really kind of you. And again, that was Instagram handle Athena Mercouris, .Mercouris. Actually, I meant to say something and I got distracted by your nice compliment. I just forgot what I was going to say. So for those of you that might have just popped in, I'm doing a poetry reading. And people that wanted their poetry read use the hashtag Eve Read My Poem. So that's what I'm going through now. And then next, again, I'll be going through the Writers and Cafe groups poems. So this one is by introverted_talkative is his Instagram handle. And it's called I Am New. I bought a new heart. The former was getting weary. I bought a heart without scars, free of guilt and holes. I bought a new mind, a porous mind that filters negativity, a mind without worries. I bought a new face, a face that wears smile like lace, a young, vibrant, beautiful face. I hope you recognize me when we meet again. Again, that was introverted_talkative, and it was called I Am New. The next one, and if you guys have any feedback, actually, in between, please feel free to, comment on the pieces I just read and give the author some feedback. When I air this, your comments are going to show, and it'll be nice for the people who missed being here to watch their poetry read out loud. It'd be nice for them to see your comments and your feedback. So please give the writers each some love. If you have a little second, just type a couple words and give some thought to what they shared today. If you would, that'd be really nice. Thank you. Okay. The next piece is by orange_bliss_. And it goes like this. From the moment I rise in my shadowed room, simultaneous with my eyes creeping open, the most substantial grin forms from ear to ear, 'cause once again, for no reason or another, I've been awakened by the overwhelming warmth in my chest that feels like love and is better than sex. And with that said, I can smoothly slide out of bed. With this warmth in my chest and the smile on my face, I just know today's blessed by the divinest grace. And that was orange_bliss. The next piece is called 4 Seasons Forever, written by Elaine Miller. And Instagram handle is pandas_poetry and another underscore. And here it is. Winter comes and goes, taking with it all the rain, hail, and snow, yet my love is here to stay. You're labeled as different, but to me, you're perfect in every way. Spring comes and spring goes, taking all the newly bloomed flowers and soft birds chirping as the sun rises, yet my love is here to stay. You're going to face judgment, and life will be cruel, but I wouldn't take you any other way. Summer comes and goes, snatching those fun beach days, sitting and watching the waves. Nights spent staring up at the stars, yet my love is here to stay. It was a shock to me, but I am ready for what this path may bring. I'll never lead you astray. Fall will come and fall will go, and so will the pumpkin patch and piles of leaves where we played, yet my love is here to stay. No matter the label, my love will never change. You are my lighthouse, and you will continue to light my way. And her Instagram is pandas_poetry and underscore. Beautiful. That was really lovely. Anybody have any feedback for that? Hi. I'm also, if anybody on this feed would like to join me and read something or recite a poem, I would be more than happy. Hi, Cody. I'd be very happy to share my screen and let you read something. Just putting that out there. Oh, thank you. Hey. All right. Well, the awkward pauses are the only challenging thing for me when it comes to doing these live feeds. I don't mind doing them, and I love doing the poetry readings just because I love reading the work that you guys all write. But it helps if you guys interact for a little bit, because otherwise it feels a little bit like, feels awkward when I'm just sitting here and nobody's, you know, jumping in. So comments are very much encouraged. Cody says, I'm very shy, I don't like talking. That's okay. You write great stuff though. At least you're chatting with me. That's all I care about. Like, I like it when you guys chat on these. And I encourage it, especially as far as like writing some feedback or, you know, typing a couple comments to give the author some love. Hi. Poetry by Cleopatra. I see Houston Sanders. All right, I'm gonna read the next one. This next one is by soul_body_horizon. Give me one more. It's called I Am Falling. Falling into my own thoughts. Unable to join. Give me 1 second. I'm going to restart that one. Okay. Falling into my own thoughts. Unable of joining the thoughts. Questions stuffed in the very soul. Life is running, but where is the goal? Are love and happiness mere sweet lies? Are all these not true, these relations and ties? But then I saw them, and even my conscience smiled. Rather, it's conscience smiled. I got the answers, and it was like, okay, I feel like I've just totally butchered this. So let me start over again. Okay, so apologize, guys. But I hate it when I get a little tongue-tied in the middle of a poem, and then I feel like that writer didn't get a fair reading. Hi, Ed. Edward Lee just joined us. I'm restarting a poem that I almost completely butchered because I just sort of, I couldn't quite form the words. I don't know. Sometimes that happens to me. Okay. I am falling. Falling into my own thoughts. Unable of joining the dots. Questions stuffed in the very soul. Life is running, but where is the goal? Are love and happiness mere sweet lies? Are all these not true, these relations and ties? But then I saw them, and even my conscience smiled. I got the answers, and it was to become childlike. That was really good. Thank you for sharing that with us. That was Soul Body Horizon. Soul_body_horizon. Hi. All right, I think I just have one left for the hashtag Eve Read My Poem. I'll be doing these. I will be doing this again tomorrow. So if I did not read your piece today, please go ahead and, or if you didn't hashtag something yet, go ahead and it could be something you've already posted. It doesn't matter. You can just add the hashtag Eve Read My Poem. It just helps me to find it. So I used to do it a little bit differently. People would DM me stuff, and I think the hashtag just makes it so much easier for me to get organized before one of my readings. So please humor me with the hashtag. It helps me a great deal. So you probably have until tomorrow morning to add that hashtag if you would like your stuff or your work to be read. Oh, Cody, sorry for not submitting one of those insane weeks, late nights and early mornings. Yeah, I bet. I thought you were out in the field or getting ready to go out in the field, right? Usually it's always hectic getting ready for that stuff. Yes, Edward Lee on IG. Participate, participate, participate. Yes, please. Okay, next month. Got it. Right. The preparation, I feel like, is the worst part, right? I only know this because I lived over at Fort Bragg. The father of my children is in the Army still. My 3 beautiful kids. So I have quite a lot of experience with the Army, and of course I was in the Air Force. So anyway, I'm back to reading, and this one is by Zara J. Writes. Oh, I will. Thank you. This is called The Two Fridas by Zara J. Writes. I wear a white dress, lace punctured with a hole by my rib cage, from which my heart drinks from a vein, connected to the heart of my split self, dressed in black funeral shroud, an umbilical connection between me and me. I forget which is which, or who is who. The one eye holds a pair of scissors dipped in red, which drip, drip, drips onto the lace. A sinister star where the vein has been snipped. The other eye fingers a photo of you. Locket of my love, into which the vein feeds. I wear my heart like a lead medallion, heavy and pulsating on my chest for all to see. Veins that twist blue like electrical cords, a raw socket. Put your finger in it, I dare you. And that was by Zara J. Writes. Oh, thank you for your service. You're welcome. Thank you for thanking people. I think veterans have a hard time when people say thank you for your service. Like the reaction, I've always struggled with how to react to that. So, and I'm sure Cody knows what I'm talking about. Hi. And Cody, you just said you like the emotion of that one. That was really good. It was such a beautiful visual, really unique. If you would like to reread that, I would encourage you to check her out. That's Zara J. Writes, The Two Fridas. All right, well, that is that for the hashtag. I'm going to move over to the group Cafe, or Writers and Poets Cafe. That is our Facebook group, but we also post work through the Instagram Eve Poetry group. So you can usually catch most of these pieces through the Eve Poetry group because I share their work through that. Yeah, it is awkward. I agree. So again, my Facebook group is where we just kind of do all the planning, and we do collaborations, and then we do, do little exercises, writing exercises, and things like that. But most of it is to help us on our Instagram. So it's just the Facebook piece of it is just the platform that we use to collaborate, and then we post the work on Eve Poetry Group, and then of course all of the individual writers have their own Instagrams that are full of amazing work that you definitely need to check out and read because they're all wonderful. Cody's. Exactly. Yes, you can still submit, and it doesn't have to be something newly posted. It could be something that you have already posted if you like. Just add the hashtag Eve read my poem. All right. So the first one I'm going to read from the group is Ron's, and his Instagram is teacher to poet. And the 2 is a number 2. That's right. You know, and Edward, you said it keeps us all active writers too. And I'm going to say, like, it's been interesting, our daily 6-word story theme. I've had inspiration to write a whole new piece from that. And I know, like, other people have said that that's given them new material almost to start another. Have any of you guys that are in the group had that experience with our 6-word stories that we do every day? Yeah, thanks to Keegan. Keegan is our group member that kind of heads up that exercise that we do every day. But if you aren't part of the group on Facebook, you can actually just go to Eve Poetry Group on the Instagram, and I'm posting the theme every day so that everybody else can also help participate. And Keed_poetry is Keegan, who's part of our group, and he comes up with the theme every day so that we can have a little exercise. It just kind of gets the brain working, and you're thinking about a topic that you probably wouldn't otherwise been thinking about, and it's just fun. It's fun to participate in, and I share when people share their 6-word stories. If they share it to Instagram rather, I will take that and share it to our 6 Words Cafe Daily story. So we have we have all of our different stories on Eve Poetry Group, and you get your stuff will be featured if you use 6 Words Cafe Daily, if it's part of our theme. Right. Yes, I do sometimes. Yeah. It's been a couple for me, and I've had a couple people say that the 6 words exercise has been awesome to just Armor Word said I started writing again after 6 Words Cafe Daily was introduced. It was fun and inspiring. That makes me feel so good. That's yes, and really I can't take any credit for that because that was all Keegan's idea. So, and then he comes up with awesome just 1-word prompts to get everybody going. So, all right, back to Teacher to Poet. Little by Little, it's called. I'm trying to educate boys about sexism and sexual harassment, but I'm dealing with an ignorance that has been established over years of misrepresentation and generational misogyny. Whatever notions of acceptance and equality I build feel flimsy, like houses of straw or sticks, liable to blow away. But I'm hoping to construct something stronger, even if it's just 1 brick at a time. That was beautiful. That was Ron Barton. His Instagram is Teacher to Poet. Amazing. The next member of our group is Anne Jermalowitz, and her Instagram is AJ the Naked Soul, and it's called Beneath the Mask. When doubts and fears predominantly exist, to reveal beneath the mask carries uncertain risk. A gut instinct will let us know how far to lift the mask and show. Tentatively, small peeks taken to test the water and remain unshaken. Little safety glimpses to build confidence, then internally dealing with the consequence. Sometimes that mask is full of charm. What lurks beneath can cause such harm. When confident inner strength reveals, the reality beneath the mask no more conceals. And that was by Instagram AJ the Naked Soul. Yes, Ron's was amazing. And then this one by Anne was also amazing. They're so good. Definitely check Teacher to Poet and AJ the Naked Soul out through your Instagram. If you're not following them, please follow them. I think everybody, I know everybody in the group is worth following, especially if you want to just sort of get some inspiration or just feel inspired, just generally speaking, not necessarily for writing, but this next one is by Jeffrey Moore Poetry. Hey, Orange Bliss, I just read yours already, like earlier. One of the first pieces I read, I think. Welcome. All right. The next piece from the group, as I already said, Jeffrey Moore Poetry is his Instagram handle. And here it is. Quiet moments, once broken by our loud expressions of love and laughter, are now muffled by the invisible hands of infidelity and mistrust. As we sit here in a room that feels empty despite our presence, we begin to understand how everything we need to say is now preserved within our deafening silence as we quietly begin to let each other go. And that was by Jeffrey Moore Poetry. And you are so welcome. The next one is by our member who's in this group right now. I think you're in here still. His Instagram is JDC Writes. JDC.writes. Yes, I agree completely. Things we all feel. I think Jeffrey Moore is very good at that. I love he has raw emotion in everything he writes. It's beautiful. Hi, I'm about to read yours. I love this one. It is called A Park Bench for Three. The two of them sit, both old and gray, enjoying the view of a beautiful day. He says, "Should we leave?" She says, "In a few, but let's enjoy the breeze. Right now, let's stay." No more words are spoken, for their silence is gold. They've come a long way from young lovers once bold. A long-lasting bond, two best friends now old, and from this park bench, the rest of their story is told. Hand in hand, heart on heart, time seems to reverse from finish to start. They remember when they first talked at this spot in the park, when he asked to walk her home before it got dark. He carried her books every day back from school. Both were young and in love, dumb as fools. Fast forward past high school and the whole college thing. He wanted to surprise her, so he bought her a ring. In this park, she said yes and set the date the next day. He proposed in March, and they got married in May. They remembered the good times. They remember the bad. They remember the joys and the losses they had. Soon after they married, a child miscarried. Her only pregnancy was grieved for, and a daughter was buried. How it could have been different for a mother and dad, for their smiles turned to frowns for a girl almost had. As they sit in this park, they reflect on the past. They think of this love that will always last. From the very first time that he walked her home, he knew when she looked at him, he would never be alone. How time flies, he says, with her in his grasp. She doesn't respond, though, only an exhale, a gasp. He looks down concerned as she lays on his chest, her frail body motionless, as she takes her last breath. He doesn't wake her up, knowing she's gone in her sleep. So he keeps her on his chest, against a heart she will always keep. Lips quivering, soul shivering, his eyes begin to water. So he whispers in her ear, "Now you can finally meet our daughter." Holy crap. You trying to get me to cry on my poetry readings? What are you doing to me? Wow, that was so good. That was JDC.Writes, A Park Bench for Three. Oh. Okay. So, deep sighs. I can't even. Oh, I can't, you guys, I love your work. I'm just really honored I get to read it, and you guys let me read it out loud for you. All right. Anybody have any feedback they want to share? And you're so welcome. I think I saw Tracy jump in here, my amazing hairdresser. Hi, Tracy. She made my hair all cute and short. Okay, the next one. Please feel free to add, again, comments. Even if I don't read them or respond to your comments, the reader or the authors and writers of these poems will get to read them later on. Okay. This is by Instagram, The Shades Sarah Writes. And it is called True Love. The day I first heard your heartbeat, my heart became a butterfly. Flutter, flutter. I started there. I knew what love was, but not how strong it could truly be. As I watch you grow, my heart continuously grows stronger, fuller. Every tiny to big milestone you hit, bittersweet inside my heart, because I know you grow closer to the day you won't need me as much as right now you do. But I know you also grow closer to the day your heart will be strong, brave, full. And I'm so proud of you. And know no matter where you go or what you do, Mommy's love will endure. That's really good. Beautiful. That is like just so good. I think so many mothers out there will read that and just completely, I mean, really it doesn't have to be mothers, fathers, people who have little ones that they love on can totally appreciate and relate to that. The next one is by a certain Edward Lee _on_IG. And it is called Compass. Paths were perfect, planned, expected, till her eyes caught Mr. Erected, passing through the morning breeze, beneath the copper maple trees. Her fall for him like autumn leaves, the homesick heart to grope, longing to be loved again before a wending hope. Linear and locked in place was life before he saw the face of sweet misguided, wandering the path he traveled, pondering. He'd ache to miss love's catalyst to life in fear alone, so, unexpected, misdirected, walked misguided home. I love that. And you have to go to his Instagram account and read that for yourself, because it's a visual, and I mean, like hearing it and listening to it is lovely. It's enjoyable. It's wonderful. But reading it is a treat because he did a really great play on words. So definitely go Edward Lee _on_IG, and read that for yourself again, because you'll enjoy the words, the wording, and how he structured that. It was really cool. Art. Okay. All right. The next, actually, I'm gonna read two because they're a little shorter. This is Jordan Davis, one of the members of our group, and her Instagram is J_Davy with 3 I's, so it's DAVIII. And the first one is called Wingless. During late nights, my mind soars, but I am wingless. And then the next one is called Lucky. I am desperately in love, but alas, I am unable to express to them these feelings of romance. Instead, I just feel lucky to share their time. And both Wingless and Lucky were by J_DAVIII. The next one is by Ibiode, or member. He is God's one son _. I believe that's how it goes, because I don't have it written in front of me. So again, God's one son, the number 1, and then an _. Recently saw a documentary of neighborhoods beyond words. Gang banging, bullets flying, people falling, blood spilling, families mourning, drugs circulating, kids dealing, cops bursting, addicts overdosing, people dying, people getting robbed, people getting raped, mass incarceration, families with no fathers, drug dealers are kids' role models, lack of education, lack of opportunities, lack of amenities, crime is almost a norm. They definitely need intervention. And that was by God's one son. And the next one is from the member of our cafe, and it is Mike Sessler, and his Instagram, I believe, is Run Rack Recovery. Again, I should have, when you guys added him to the group, I should have had you guys add him with your Instagram handle so I would know for sure I was telling you the right Instagram. But I'm pretty, like 99% sure it's Run Rack Recovery for his Instagram handle. Anybody have any feedback so far? Or any questions maybe before I read this? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving forward then. This is called Idols. Counting contusions left from delusions, a sleight of hand remark, able to hide in the lion's den, a lying chorus of detrimental dwelling on a seesaw, slack-jawed and ashamed. I refrain from any sense of cognitive dissonance. I'm on recognizance, looking for meaning in a sandcastle. And that is called Idols. That one I should have probably practiced a few times. There were some great words. Recognizance. That was like dissonance, cognitive. I mean, beautiful. I like the words are like, I love them. They're awesome words, but they're not always the easiest ones to say. So I probably should have practiced that one. I like to kind of, I don't sit there and rehearse and go through the poems and read them out loud to myself ahead of time. I don't do it because I want to experience it with you, if that makes any sense. So I like the idea of kind of being in the moment with you and reading it, and you know, so just like with the poem I read for JDC Writes, that was the first time I read that out loud, so it was more raw for me as a reading it for you. I'd rather have it be more spontaneous and real. And on Idols, Edward Lee says, there's so much truth in the brevity to be appreciated. I agree. Word choice with word choice, just like Mike used, really having just the right words. You know, you don't have to always have a very long, drawn out poem. He made it very concise and said so much just because of his word choice, and it was really, really well done. And I love the sizes of work, you know, all the variety. I like having, for the readings, I kind of like having some longer ones, because sometimes the short ones, I kind of finish it really quickly, and then it's like, okay, awkward moment here now. Like waiting, you know, I feel like I should be filling in some space for that particular writer, if that makes any sense. But because it's just so quick, like I want to give them a little bit more time. But I appreciate and love, I mean, I write a lot of short, quick poems. So but then there's times where I have a lot more to say, and I really want to tell more of a story and draw it out more. So mine ranges in as far as length goes. Hi, I just read yours. I just read Idols. Okay. And there's one last one. I know. You know what? I'm going to read it again. How about that? I'll read it again. Because it's not super long, and I don't feel like I gave it that much. I don't think I gave it justice the first time anyway. So, all right. Idols. Counting contusions, left from delusions, a sleight of hand remark, able to hide in the lion's den. A lying chorus of detrimental dwelling on a seesaw, slack-jawed and ashamed. I refrain from any sense of cognitive dissonance. I'm on recognizance, looking for meaning in a sandcastle. And that was Idols by Renrat Recovery. Now I'm reading Jerry's, but I just realized I don't know what Jerry's Instagram was. Does anybody know? Jerry Hobble? I'm sorry, I don't like mispronouncing people's names. It makes me feel awful. So I'm gonna read Jerry's, and then hopefully I should have looked up her Instagram handle before. She's one of our newer members, so I don't have her Instagram memorized, unfortunately. But I will try to put it in the comments after. Once the live goes to the 24-hour story, I'll try to put it in the comments. Gosh, I don't know if I can even do, can I do comments? I don't know how to do that. I'll figure it out. Anyway, okay. So Jerry's poem is called Sometimes Her Life. Sometimes she wishes the journal of her life's seasons looked like those pieces of art other women produce, with perfectly crafted sentences in matching watercolored pictures of fairy tale carriages and happy ever afters. But she always been too messy and loud. Her story is full of false starts and endings and distracted middles. Her voice often gets hijacked by middle-aged snapping synapses. You won't find thoughts painstakingly calligraphied on creamy soft pages, but scribbled quickly and scratched out on plain lined paper. Occasionally, they're even stained with an unexpected teardrop. And her colors? They're not pretty pastels, but bold strokes, and likely to skip without warning. Across the lines of convention, she has more nightmares than dreams, and even their leftover shadows are desperately black. Playing hide and seek with her day thoughts. Sometimes her life just won't fit on a normal page and can't be defined by someone else's bullet-pointed journaling tutorial. But if you're willing to read between the noisy messes of her life, you'll find her soul. That's beautiful. It was so good. Bravo, Jerry. Anybody from the group happen to know her Instagram? I would love to give her a shout out, and I should have checked. Give me a second. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Feel free to make comments or you know, interact on my live while I look. Very vivid, awesome work. Yep. Well, I don't see it. You know, this happens to me every time if somebody says, are you going to read any of yours? And I didn't actually, you know, plan to read any of mine. But, you know, I guess I should, right? I'm such a weirdo about reading my own poetry. I feel more brave reading yours, if that makes any sense, but it really doesn't. Thank you, Cody. Hi, Undercover Poet. All right. Well, this one I actually wrote, gosh, several months ago, but I've gone through some of my old stuff recently and kind of freshened it up because I've kind of evolved a little bit as a poet in the last 6 months, and some of the things I wrote a while ago, I'm like, it's not quite right, and then I kind of like fixed it up and made it more of what reflects me and what I was feeling at that time. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, and Rocco. Hi, Rocco. I would like to read one of yours. I think I'm going to after I'm done reading mine. So hang on for a minute if you can stick around. All right. Well, this one's called False Virtue by me. You want me to just go away, remove your sins, put on a positive display. But hell records the deeds you've done. Heaven does too. You've got nowhere to run. Those who enable all you do, they are no different, oozing false virtue. Your good deeds are folly. They don't make it right. They won't set you free. No more playing nice. Truth will be the only way, and even still, you'll have to pay. So that was False Virtue. And I have a website, evepoetry.com, and it is my blog. I've actually kind of neglected it for the since I started my group, or not my group, but our group, our poetry group. And, but what I'm going to be doing soon, finally putting some focus and attention on my blog writing, things like this, I'm going to share more behind the scenes of who I am, about where this is coming from. I don't want to give too much away because poetry is supposed to be, you're supposed to leave things for other people to kind of take on their own meaning and their own. Oh, good. Thank you. That's awesome. So that's what I want. I don't want to put too much of me in it. I want to give of myself in my words, but I also want it to be relatable and people to be able to go, okay, wow, that puts words to something I was feeling, but I didn't quite know how to say it, and I really want to give that to people. So, but for those that want to know a little bit more about who I am, I will be taking and dissecting some of my poems on my blog, starting probably probably next week. So that will be a little interesting if anybody is actually interested in that. The next one, I will read one more of mine for my daughter. This one I wrote for my sweet girl, Zoe, and she just turned 16. So, and this was one actually I wrote for her a while ago and kind of revamped, and I am so happy with it now, so personally, but anyway, here you go. A storm inside a rainbow along the curious trail of a white rabbit. Her name means life, which she manifests with ferocity, possible in subconscious conviction. The highs soar above the mountains, the lows steep, thoughtfully, deeply, always contemplating life and where she's headed, anxiously plotting and planning. Her future is bright and shining, her opportunities endless. She works hard, needs no prescription for her laser-focused vision. It propels purposeful practice of her talents, which she perfects. She conquers her fears, and she will claim her birthright. Her destiny was written in the stars. And that is Her Name Means Life by me. And so the next one I would like to read for you is going to be by Rocco Gallucci, which I'm going to have to look it up real quick because I didn't have anything prepared. He has so much good work on his you're gonna have to do, you still have time. You could totally write something for her still. Okay. Which one do I pick? What should I pick, Rocco? Thank you. Okay, Rocco Gallucci, 1950. The necessary evils that we face. Few things are needed but not wanted. Umbrellas are a case in point. Uncomfortable appendages with unforeseen potential for danger. They'll snag on a tree, a person, or a phone pole. Getting in or out of a car, home, or store is clumsy at best. Strong winds destroy them. You lose the use of one hand, making it difficult to carry groceries. In America, we hate the umbrella. In Europe, they love their parasol. Ah. I'm going to read another one. It's called Space is Limited, Book in Advance. I see you in the immense vacuum that is my mind. Amidst the images that rotate from those spaces between my thoughts to the farthest regions of the universe, I touch you where you have a longing to be touched, without remorse, ambivalence, or a hint of inhibition. And again, that was Rocco Gallucci, 1950. So I think that is all for today. For my poetry reading, I will be doing another reading tomorrow. If you haven't already, go find one of your poems you'd like to have read out loud and tag it with Eve Read My Poem, and I will find it and read it tomorrow. Anybody have any questions for me? Yep, nice job, fam. I agree. You are so welcome. Awesome. Easiest way for me to find it is if you do Eve Read My Poem, the hashtag. Otherwise, it makes it hard for me to set up for my readings. It's easier if it's all in one spot. So if you could humor me on that, that would be great. Yes, probably about the same time. I believe it'll be about right around this time-ish. I'm actually, so do you have any open mic nights? Yes, I am going to be doing more open mics, and actually tomorrow during my reading, if you want to do an open mic, or want to join my live feed and read something of yours, you can do that tomorrow. So my poetry reading tomorrow will double as an open mic if you'd like to do it. No. Yeah, well, I barely, my first couple of these, I feel like I was a mess, and even still, it's a little bit, not the easiest thing for me to do, so, but thank you, Rocco. I'm trying. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, just plan to either jump on and read something of your own, or I will read your work if you use my hashtag, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.